Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Mike. I go by Hawk. And in today's video, covering gemspace, I wanted to talk a little bit about how you find components in the game, how you're going to find your map chart fragments, as well as the ship hull that unlocks the dart for you, the second ship. So here in the hangar, we're going to go to the galaxy map. And you're going to see that I've unlocked all the 5 regions, as well as everything that there is to unlock in the game at this point. However, when you're looking at these little pop-ups here for each region, is here Atira, Tivian Expanse, etc., you'll notice that it gives you a description, available missions, who controls it, etc. There are also going to be little blurbs here that talk about what you can find. And I can show you from a screenshot I captured before I found everything what that looks like. So as you can see here, it's going to say, let me blow it up so I can actually see it and talk about it. But what it's going to say is possible discoveries. All right, so possible discoveries here, you'll see that in this one I was looking at the Acarian Reaches. I had not even unlocked this region yet, so you'll notice this is unlocked by completing, and then it says I need 3 map chart fragments. So it's down there below locked, where it's saying that, but also if you look up in possible discoveries, it's saying components 5. So in the Acarian Reaches, there is 5 components that you can find in total. Now, map chart fragments are specific to a region. They are locked to that region. And let's go ahead and put up the game capture. So they are specific to that each region. What a lot of people are looking for, crowd favorite, is the missile launchers. And that is over in Kryn. I do believe there are 4 possible components in Kryn, so I think the missile launchers are the last one you're going to find. There's a lot of confusion around how this works, and I'm going to break it down how it works in solo, which is what I've done it to farm the components. And I'll mention that there's a little bit of weirdness when you're doing multiplayer, and there's a little bit of confusion on how that works. I'll mention what I've seen, and then talk about what I've seen in solo, which is how I farmed all the components in the game. So first of all, it's going to show you whether or not you have something that is available. Now that's going to be components, map chart fragments, as well as ship hulls, which is specific to the Tivian Expanse, which is the dart that you are going to unlock. So the way this works is that you have to find Corvettes and disable them and remove the component from them in order to find a component, or you have to find a specific sector that will specify that it has components that you can find in that sector. And the sectors are the individual jumps in between, and not the overall mission. So as you're going into these areas, if you have components that you can unlock, and this is presuming that you're playing in solo, then the first component that you find in each run is going to be a new component. It will unlock a new component. And as far as I can tell, I never unlocked more than 1 component in a run, so I do believe that you are capped at finding 1 new one, and then the remaining ones will be duplicates of things that you already have. And of course you would bring those back to the hangar for ingots, materia ingots, which are used to upgrade your components. So it is important to note that once you have found your 1 component in your run, you do not want to put it through the disassembler, since that will cause you to lose it, and we'll just scrap it from materia. Materia being a resource that upon the end of the mission you lose. So you are going to put it on your ship, and you're going to leave it there, and you're going to complete the mission as normal. Now, one thing that you can do is you can actually install it. If you want to use the new component right away, go ahead and install it and power it on your power grid, and you can start using it right away. Now, what I've noticed is that while it is usable and unlockable when you've installed it, you will not get a materia ingot for bringing it back to the hangar, whereas if you bring a new component back to the hangar uninstalled, it will also give you a materia ingot. So weigh it between whether or not you want that extra ingot, or whether or not you just want to try the component out and have fun with it. Your pick. No judgment here. At any rate, so your first component that you find will always be a new one, provided that you are playing in solo. If you are playing in multiplayer, then things get a little bit more complicated. And in my experience, whoever has the least amount of components unlocked, supposing that they have components to unlock in the region that you are playing in, that is who it's going to prioritize giving new components to, since everybody gets the same component that is found from the first one. So if you are host and you have, let's say, half of the components in the Atira region unlocked, but your friend joins and he has none of the components unlocked, then whatever is first in the pool is what's going to be first in the pool for him is what you're going to find first. That does not mean that you will not unlock a new component in that run, but it does mean that that first one is going to be a new unlock for him. So that kind of messes things up a little bit and changes the order. It also seems that they have a specific order that they unlock in. For instance, I believe the Lance Railgun that you unlock on Atira is always your first component, provided you are unlocking your first component in Atira. And the only way it wouldn't be is if you are playing with someone else as host and you are a beginner. So generally speaking, the Lance Railgun is the first thing you're going to find. As I said, in Kryn is where you're going to find the missile launcher, if that is relevant to you. Now, beyond that, map chart fragments, the way that they work, they are, now I'm not sure that they're guaranteed like components are, but I do know that they are pretty consistent. When you go into a run, you will find your, in one of these sectors, there will be a map chart fragment available, and of course you have to go the specific path that will lead you to that sector, since there are usually branching paths. So go the path that leads to the sector lit up and saying that it has a map chart fragment. There will be a buoy there. Go inside that buoy. Clear out any enemies that are in it. There's usually not much, but there might be one or two. Grab the map chart fragment, bring it back to your ship, place it on the ship, and as with the component, if you want to keep it, you have to not put it through the disassembler, but rather leave it on the ship, and then complete the mission as normal. It is vital that you complete the mission with all of these things, because if you are to leave the mission, then you will just lose that component, map chart fragment, or ship hull. Whatever it is that you are hauling back, it needs to be on the ship, and you need to complete the mission. And that, it takes a set number of map chart fragments to unlock a new region. And they are region locked, just like the components are, which is a good thing because you wouldn't want to get, let's say that you only had 4 possible map chart fragments in the Atira region, but they were randomized and you wind up getting 1 for each of these areas. Well, you're not going to get enough to unlock a new region and you won't be able to progress. So then being specific to these regions is important to ensure that you will be able to progress and move on to the next area. Now here in the Tibian Expanse, as I said, you will find the hull for the dart. And the way that that works is you're basically going to find the hull. Now I do think there is some RNG in this, and you're going to find it in one of the sectors. Like the map chart fragments, it will light up the sector that it is in, and you will go the path that leads to that. The RNG is in that I played about 4 or 5 missions in the Tibian Expanse when I had that mission available to find the dart, and I did not get it. It was about the 5th mission, roughly speaking, and that's not exact, but roughly on that. I finally got the option to get the dart. And so I followed the branching path to where the dart was and completed that sector as normal. However, the dart itself, the hull, was floating in space. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go to that hull, you're going to go inside, there will be enemies that you have to clear out. And in the engine room, there is a panel open on the floor, and down in the panel, there will be a black box. Grab that black box and bring it back to your ship. And then, as with the components and as with the map chart fragments, leave it on the ship and complete the mission as normal. When you complete the mission, then the dart will become available to you as an option to pick in your ship selection. Questions about the dart that some people are having is, can you upgrade it? In the current build of early access, that is not an option. Right now, the catamaran is broken when you first get it at Mark 0 and can be upgraded to Mark 1 where it is no longer broken. The dart comes automatically at Mark 0 but cannot be upgraded beyond that at this time. I'm sure that will come eventually, but for now that is our options. So this is how finding components, map chart fragments, and the ship work in this game at this time. Hopefully that is helpful to some of you, and I hope you all are having a great day. Catch you in the next one.